Hare Krishna. Can anyone hear me? Okay. Today we'll speak on a very interesting topic from Bhagavad-gītā. Have you all heard about Bhagavad-gītā? Bhagavad-gītā is the basic spiritual science of the East. And it's spoken by Lord Kṛṣṇa on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yes, just before the battle started. And it's filled with spiritual message and the knowledge and science of how to live in this world also. And in 16th chapter, Lord Kṛṣṇa is describing the demoniac nature. Yes. And he says something very interesting towards the end of the chapter. He says, Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashan matmana kamas krodhasatalubas tasmat eta trayam tyajet. He says that there are 3 gates to hell. To hell. Yes. Kama, Krodha and Lobha. He says lust, anger and greed. It's very interesting. He doesn't, because we can hear many times in different religious settlement that if you don't worship my God, you go to hell. If you don't worship Jesus, you go to hell. If you don't worship Allah, you go to hell. If you don't worship this or that, you go to hell. But Krishna doesn't speak anything like this. He doesn't mention any social affiliation, but says something much more important to understand. That lust, greed and anger, these are gates to hell. And we can see lust actually is the desire for bodily pleasure. And everyone has to experience pleasure. Vedas explain, we are pleasure-seeking living entities. Ananda mayo vyasat. Ananda means bliss, to be blissful. We always want to be blissful, always want to be perfectly happy. Not even for a moment we don't want to be miserable. So how it's possible to give up lust, give up this desire for bodily pleasure? Yes. And then is anger. It is explained that anger is, many times it's called kamanuja. Kamanuja means that it's born after lust. Kama means lust and anuja means born after. Yes, so like younger brother or sister of lust is anger. And it's very interesting because modern society tries to impel lust in people. They try to instill this thought that if I'm not lusty, something is wrong with me. I'm sick. But at the same time, they try to prevent anger. Yes, but it's not possible. Where there is lust is also anger. Yes, there cannot be one without the other. Yes, and greed means the desire for possession. Yes, for possession. So, as long one is on the bodily platform of understanding, of living, he can't avoid lust and greed and anger. So we can check our heart. Is there any anger in our heart? If we sometimes become angry, if we sometimes become frustrated, if we hate certain things in our life, then it is a sign that our heart is also full of lust and greed also. So if we want to escape hell, we have to come to the spiritual platform of life. Yes, because hell, actually, what is hell? Hell is suffering. So if one suffers, this is hell. This is hellish existence, isn't it? Mm-hmm. No one wants to suffer, but if we suffer, this is hellish. Yes, it doesn't mean that we have to go to some place with the fire and then, yes. Of course, we can also go to fire. Yes. Many living entities are burned to death in great forest fires. I don't know about Sweden, but yes, there are forest fires, yes, also here in Sweden. Yes. Yes. But in Canada and Northern America, there are so big forest fires that this smoke comes over Europe also. Mm-hmm. Yes. So many living entities, even many people, are burnt to death. But of course, our everyday life can also be hell, or can also be hellish, if it is full of lust, anger, and greed. So, yes, any sane person should give up. But as we said, it's not possible to give it up, if we don't understand who we really are. Therefore, Bhagavad-gītā is explaining in the beginning of Lord Krishna's teaching that we are not this body. And that this body is just a whirlwind of material elements. Yes, and material elements are dead. Yes, like this chair. It's dead. Yes. And also these material elements are dead. We just take dead elements on one side and we feed this whirlwind and they go out on the other side. Yes. So they remain for some time and they go out. Yes. So we should understand that we are not this whirlwind of matter. This is sheer intelligence. Yes, we can see that living entity is proceeding from childhood to young age and then to old age and finally to death. But still, although we are always changing, we are always the same personality, aren't we? Even the state confirms this, that body is changing, but we are the same person. So we have to get another passport after 10 years. Yes, because your body has changed, but you're the same person, so you have to get another passport. Isn't it like this? Yeah. Yes. So it's sheer intelligence to understand that we change our body, but we remain the same. So this is the beginning of spiritual understanding, that I'm a spirit soul. I'm not a woman, I'm not a man, I'm not a human being, I'm not an animal. I'm not young, I'm not old. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not Christian, I'm not Muslim, I'm not Hare Krishna. These are all bodily designations that have nothing to do with our true self. Yes, which is spiritual, spirit soul. So intelligence is to act on the level of spirit soul. Yes. Because even if we try to restrain our senses, not to engage in lustful activities, or we try to curb our greed and anger, still, Vishaya vinivartanti niraharasya dehina rasa varcham rasopasya parandraštva nivartate. It is explained also in 2nd chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. That's impossible to give these things up. Even if one tries, he falls prey again to them again and again and again. unless and until we develop higher taste. Yes. And higher taste can be developed only if we engage in spiritual activities. And spiritual activities are chanting over the holy name, like this. And one may think, yes, this chanting of the holy name, this is some sectarian activity of yours that you propagate. Someone else propagates something else. But no, if you see, in every genuine spiritual path, chanting of the holy name is there. Lord Jesus, for example, he says, "Hallowed be thy name." And in Old Testament, it is said, those who call upon the name of the Lord, they will be saved. And in Islam, they have 99 names of Allah. And also in Buddhism, they called upon the names of Lord Buddha. So we see that this is universal practice of any bona fide spiritual path to connect with some spiritual power that's beyond all of us, or any of us. It is explained that this spiritual power is absolute. It has absolute power and can bring our consciousness to the transcendental platform. But it's significant that this power is complete freedom. So doesn't enforce anything on us. Yes. There is no enforcement that you have to become spiritual, otherwise you'll suffer. Yes. It's definitely that you will suffer, but not because of some vengeance of the Lord, but because of our own frustration in life. Because we will try to seek pleasure in things that are temporary. It is explained in 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Yehi sansparshasha bhoga dukkha yona evate adyantavantah konta nateshu ramati buddha. That those who are intelligent, they don't try to find happiness in this world. Because if we try to be happy in this world, we become attached to things. Of course, everyone is attached to things that make him happy, isn't it? If something makes me happy, and I enjoy something very much, I don't want this thing to be gone. Yes, I want this thing to be always present. But everything in this world is temporary. So more we are attached to something that gives us pleasure on the bodily platform, or mental platform, more we suffer when we lose it. Yes. For example, if you have a new car or a new phone, and something happens to the car or phone, it's getting destroyed, we suffer. We just bought this phone, it was first class. But then one stupid person dropped a stone on it, or I don't know what. And we suffer, don't we? Yes. Or someone hits our car, and we say, he hit me. Yes, because if we identify with the car, it's so dear to our heart that we identify. Yes, he hit me. Hare Krishna. So yes, one who is intelligent, therefore, doesn't seek happiness here, because he'll just suffer because of such happiness. But it doesn't mean that we should go to some cave in Himalaya and just forget all world. Yes, no, we can live on the surface. It may seem ordinary material life. So we can study, we can have a job, we can do many different things like anyone is doing. but with this spiritual understanding that I'm a spirit soul, part and parcel of the Lord. And if I engage in devotion to the Lord, then my life is perfect. Because it is explained that that the nature of the living entity is to be dependent on either spiritual energy or material energy. So we are never independent. And we can see everyone is dependent in this life. Do you know anyone who would be completely independent? No, we don't know anyone. We are completely dependent, actually. Yes, on so many things. Yes, just to wear clothes, we are dependent on so many things. Yes, someone has to produce cotton or plastic or whatever is in clothes, and there should be roads to transport this material to some factory, and if there is a factory, then must be mines for iron, and can you imagine? Just for one cloth, so many people are needed, so many things should be there. So we are completely dependent on so many things. Yes, but so we should understand dependence means relationship. Actually, if we are dependent, that means that we have to have some relationship. We can't be alone if we are dependent. So we have to establish a relationship. And if we don't have loving relationship, we suffer. Do you know anyone who hasn't got loving relationship and he's happy? No one is happy without loving relationship. And if we base our life on temporary relationships, our happiness is also temporary. Very much. Yes. Suddenly we lose everything and everyone. Yes, I remember myself. Suddenly everyone that I knew died. My father died, my mother died, my grandmother died, and this happened in very short time, actually. In few years, everyone was dead. Yes, and this, of course, brings suffering in your life. Yes, so therefore, if one is intelligent, he will create a permanent relationship, and permanent relationship can only be with permanent personality, absolute personality. Even if our love and loving relationship is limited, we also suffer, isn't it? Because if our love is limited, that means that our love has limits, and what is beyond these limits we don't like, and if we don't like something, we suffer. Isn't it? It's simple to understand. Yes. So, in order to be perfectly happy what we want to be, we have to establish permanent relationship with the Absolute. So develop absolute love. This is the solution. In the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the sages of Naimisharanya asked Sutta Goswami, Burini buri karmani shrotavyani vipagasha adaksadotrayasaram samudritya manisha bruhi badraya bhutanam yanatma suprasidati. They said to him, you have studied many different scriptures. There are so many things in these scriptures, but people are short-lived now, because it's Kali-yuga, and they're always disturbed, and we can see people are always disturbed. So please, explain us, what is the essence of everything, by which process one can become perfectly happy? Suprasidati. Prasidati means happy, and suprasidati means perfectly happy. And he explains in this next chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto. in second chapter. Savaipumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti-radokshaje ahoitaki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. One can become suprasidati, perfectly happy, if he develops ahoitaki bhakti. Bhakti means loving relationship. Devotional service is also explained. To a dokshaja, who is absolute personality. If we develop ahoitaki bhakti, unconditional love for the Lord, we can become suprasidati, perfectly happy. Yes. So the question is, how to establish this relationship? It's very simple, actually. Lord Krishna explains in 9th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, Yat karoshi yat tashnasi yat juhoshi dadasyat, yat tapasesi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away, just do it as an offering to me. So it's simple. When we wake up in the morning, we can say, My Lord, let this day be for your pleasure. Yes. Can you imagine something more simple than this? It's very simple, but it's establishing of a relationship. Yes, it's a relationship because we address the Supreme Personality of Godhead by our heart. And everyone eats something, isn't it? So whatever we eat, we just offer to Krishna. Yes, please, my Lord, please accept this offering. It's simple, very simple. Everyone can do it. A small child can do it. Yes, and also most intelligent person also can do it. No one is exempt from this. Yes, so no special qualification is needed. Just our desire to establish the relationship. Yes, and the relationship can be there. This is the magic of Krishna consciousness, of this scientific process of connecting our soul to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to the Supreme Soul. Jai Shri Guru Nitai ki jai. So yes, I invite all of you to go deep in your spiritual understanding, to go deep in your spiritual life. Otherwise, your life will be very superficial. And even if you understand on theoretical platform, yes, I'm not this body, and these temporary things will make me miserable sooner or later. Yes. Even if we have perfect loving relationship in this world, when the beloved dies, we suffer. It's simple. I know many examples. When my aunt died, my uncle also died, just 1 month after. And I knew few such examples. Yes, one died and the other also died, because he completely lost interest in life. Yes, in complete sadness and misery. Yes, and if we build our life in anything that is that can be taken away from us, it is just craziness, actually. Yes, it's like building a house on a shifting sand. Yes, one may think, here is so nice view and good neighbors, and yes, I want to have a house here. But if it's shifting sand, it's just a question of time. Well, everything will collapse. Don't build a house on a shifting sand. It's a question of intelligence. Don't build it here. Yes, but I like it here so much. And then we build a house on the shifting sand, and when it collapses, we just suffer. We cry. You think when children are building these sand buildings on the shore of the ocean, and then tide comes and washes away all these buildings from sand, and children cry, and we think, oh, how childish they are. But then the tide of life washes away all we have built in our life, and we also cry if we don't have developed spiritual intelligence. So it's crucial for the welfare of our life to develop spiritual intelligence, to go into deep in our relationship with the Lord every day, every single day. If we don't, we can't establish this relationship. Yes, then it will be something theoretical only, at most. Yes. Then we'll just suffer. They will just continue our material life, and will wide open these three gates to hell. Yes, lust, anger, and greed. Because we can't transcend them. We can't just transcend them on our own. Devi hiesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadanti maya metantaratiti. This illusory energy of mine, Krishna explains, is all powerful. No one can withstand it. No one has the power to go beyond it on their own. But Krishna explains, Mam eva ye prapadanti. If one surrenders to me only, eva means certainly, only. If one certainly surrenders to me, he can transcend it. Yes, this is the way, this is the secret of success. Yes. But we can understand this secret only if we become devotees. Yes, devotees. And devotion means love. Devotion means happiness. No one can be happy without love. No one can be happy without devotion. If we don't trust those who we love, is this love actually? Yes, it's no love. Yes. So we have to trust if we want to have a loving relationship. But we are afraid to trust. In modern life, everyone is afraid to trust. Isn't it? Yes. Because we have been cheated so many times, life after life. So therefore, we shouldn't trust blindly. We shouldn't just believe. Therefore, Bhagavatam explains, Jivasya tattva jigyasa, etavataiva jigyasam, tattva jigyasunatmana, anvaya vyatirikabhyam yatsyat sarvatra sarvada. That one should inquire about absolute truth at all times, in all circumstances, directly and indirectly. So Bhagavatam and this Krishna consciousness, the science of Krishna consciousness, doesn't suggest blind following, doesn't support spiritual laziness, but we should inquire, we should search for the absolute truth, directly and indirectly, at all times. Yes. So yes, search for the absolute truth from reliable sources, from bona fide scriptures. Yes. They all will teach you something the same. Yes, this is the love of the Lord. Yes. Lord Jesus says exactly the same, for example. He was asked for what is the foremost commandment, and he said to love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your existence, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Yes, this is bhakti. This is divine love. So we should develop this love. We should search for the principles of this love. And they are perfectly explained in bona fide scriptures like Bhagavad-gītā. Yes. It's simple to understand because it's very logical. It's not some blind fanaticism that one should accept or burn in hell forever. No. We'll burn in hell forever if we accept this world as our lover. Because if we try to suck some happiness from things that are temporary. Yes, we can be temporarily happy and then suffer. Therefore, intelligent people will try to search for this eternal relationship with the Lord. Yes. And this can be possible, very possible. Especially if you come regularly in devotee association, then you can develop spiritual intelligence. Yes. It is explained in 15th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā that one who is trained in spiritual consciousness, he can see everything very clearly. But one who is not, he can't see anything, even if he tries. Yes. Therefore, please come regularly in devotee association and hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad-gītā. Yes. It is explained in second chapter of first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Dharmak svanushtitah pumsam vishvaksena ktasaya notpadayeti adiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Shrama means useless labor. Yes. And Shrama eva hi kevalam. Eva means certainly, and he means also certainly, and only. And kevalam means only. So, what is certainly and only useless labor and nothing else? Any of our endeavor in life, if it doesn't lead us to attraction to spiritual topics, that we would hear about Supreme Personality of Godhead, that we would hear about the absolute truth. Yes. If our activities don't lead us to this conclusion, yes, I should hear about the Lord, then these activities are all just useless labor. Yes. And from this labor, we'll get nothing. We'll just die. Yes. And empty-handed. Yes. Because we can't take anything from this world with us. And we'll die sooner or later. But if we establish this relationship with the Absolute, then this remains forever. Yes, because we as spirit souls, as living force, we are eternal by our nature. Only this whirlwind of matter, which is already dead, will die. And we just continue our existence. And whatever state of consciousness one has at the time of death, we just proceed this. Yes, it is explained in 8th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavan tyajanti ante kalivaram tam tam aveti kaunta sadatat bhava bhavita. Whatever state of consciousness one has at the time of death, he will attain this state without doubt. Yes. So we can see Bhagavad-gītā is extremely scientific. It's not about some dogmas that one should follow or burn in hell. But it's very scientific. Whatever state of consciousness you have, you'll just continue with the same state of consciousness. No magic will happen at the time of death. Some religious people think, yes, I live ordinary materialistic life, but the time I'm a good person, and at the time of death I go to heaven, or I'll go to spiritual world, or this and that. No. Here it is explained, whatever state of consciousness you have, you will attain the same state of consciousness even after death. No miracle. No, death has no power to create miracles. Yes. So, if you want to go to heaven after death, you have to live in heaven now. If you want to go to spiritual world after death, you have to live in spiritual world now. Yes. No magic will happen. So, Krishna consciousness is the art of living in spiritual world now. Hare Krishna. Yes. You have a question? Yes, please.
We've been repeating now for more than an hour 3 names of God.
Hare Krishna and Rama.
Yeah, 3 names.
Yes.
But what's so special about those 3 names?
Yes, they are the names of the Lord, of absolute truth. And they have special meaning. Krishna means all-attractive one. So we addressing the all-attractive absolute, please attract my heart. And Rama means the reservoir of all pleasure. Yes, you are the only source of pleasure. Please let me understand this. And Hare is Lord's energy of love. So we sing, please Lord, attract my heart through unlimited love, and with unlimited pleasure you emanate. Actually, it is to be understood that we are all connected with the Lord, knowingly or unknowingly. Even most ardent atheist is fully enamored with the Lord only. Because the Lord is absolute, so nothing is outside of absolute. But if we don't understand this connection with the absolute, then we don't realize our connection. Yes. So this is the scientific process of chanting these holy names. Also together, like we have done just before the lecture, and also individually. So I invite all of you to engage in individual practice of chanting of the holy name. Yes, this has tremendous power to rise our consciousness on the spiritual platform. Yes, because the Lord, as Supreme Personality, has this enormous power and can rise our consciousness easily on the spiritual platform. If we connect with these holy names and we connect with this spiritual knowledge, this science of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Is there any other question? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. How come sage Durvasa was so full of anger, but at the same time he was so enlightened?
Yes, this is a very good question. Durvasa Muni, for those who don't know, was a great sage. But he was very famous by quick anger and ferocious anger, not just mild anger, ferocious anger. Once a great devotee, Maharaj, he was a king, Maharaj Ambarish, he was performing great austerity, fasting for the benefit of humanity. Because he was a king, he cared for humanity. And then this great sage, Durvasa Muni, visited Maharaj Ambarish, this great king. And as it was a custom, he invited this great sage for a dinner. And it is also a custom for the host not to eat before the guest. So Durvasa Muni said that he will go to take bath in the holy river and he will come back to take the meal. But according to astronomical and astrological calculations, this fast for the benefit of humanity should be broken at a certain time. So this particular time was approaching and Durvasa was not coming back. And so he was thinking, how can I break my fast and not at the same time not eat before my guest? Because this is a violation of etiquette if we eat before our guest. So he was advised by some great personalities to sip little water, because water is considered to break fast and not to break fast at the same time. So he took little water, but then this Durvasa Muni understood by his mystic potencies that he drank water, that Maharaj Ambarish drank water, and he became so furious because of this, that you have violated this principle of not eating before your guest is fed. So I curse you. And he created a fiery demon to kill Maharaj Ambarish. Hare Krishna. So, and then the Lord, because Maharaj Ambarish was a great devotee of the Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra from spiritual world to protect Maharaj Ambarish and to destroy this fiery demon. And this chakra then pursued Durvasa Muni all over the universe. Yes. So, what is the principle? You asked why, if he's so enlightened, how can be so angry at the same time? And the secret is because he's not connected to the Absolute with love. He was great mystic, but he had no love. We just explained that love is the essence of life. Love is the essence of happiness. There is no happiness without love. Who can be happy if there is no one who he can love? Or there is no one that loves us? Can you imagine such life? No one loves us and we don't love anyone. It's just hell. Yes, it's hell. What else? So therefore, many extremely wealthy people are living in hell because they can't trust anyone, not even their most intimate family members, that they really love them because of them, not because of money. It's hellish life. Yes, you can't trust anyone. And for example, there was this great dictator, Stalin. Although he had great power, everyone trembled in front of him. He was terrified all the time, 24 hours a day. When he was operated, there was a surgery, he didn't allow anesthesia. Can you imagine? He was cut at full consciousness. And this is all because of fear only. And fear is hell. What else? If you are always afraid. This is hell. Paranoid. Yes, but he had some ground for his fear. Hare Krishna. So, the same was with this Durvasa Muni. He didn't have any love. He practiced mysticism and he developed great powers, but he didn't have love in his heart. So therefore, when we practice something and we think we are good at something, we become extremely angry if something goes against our desired goal. Yes, because our heart is empty, actually, and this is a consequence of karma, of lust. So he had lust. And there are also other examples of this uncontrolled lust. We can't control it by material means. There was great sage, he was called I just forgot. He went to the bottom of the river Yamuna to meditate, to not be disturbed for even a moment. not Markandeya. He was. I will remember later. I believe. I hope so. Yes, and he tried to isolate himself from anyone, to be just focused on the spiritual understanding. But then he saw some play of fish. Yes, it's ridiculous. And his lust was so inflamed because he saw a play of fish that he came out of water and married 50 princesses. Hare Krishna. Yes. So this happens if one is not connected with the Lord, with loving relationship. We can develop great mystic powers even, but we won't develop love, divine love. So we should strive for this divine love, or Bhakti-yoga. Yoga means connection, and Bhakti means love. Yes. So we should develop this Bhakti-yoga, which is a universal spiritual process, perfect process to attain spiritual consciousness and perfect bliss, actually. Hare Krishna. Anything else? You wanted to ask something?
I feel shy. Yes. Practical question.
Yes.
About when you go your path of spiritual development, then you do sadhana, you do spiritual practices, you do the service to the divine, and at the same time you still have your job, you have friends, you want sometimes maybe also hang out with the TV,
Yes.
you know, or read a book, which is not the spiritual or something, you know, then it's like this mixture. And then it comes more of the ask for the service to do, and how to estimate, appreciate how much I can actually give, so I don't get like burned out to only giving this and I don't roll back, you know.
Yes. This is an important question, because we are addicted to so many things in this world. It's hard to give them up just like this. I remembered now, this was Saubari Muni, who went to the bottom of Yamuna river. Saubari Muni. Yes. Therefore, it is recommended that we come regularly in the association of devotees and we accept spiritual guidance, because for every science you need guidance. People think that for spiritual life I don't need any guidance, but this is craziness, because our instruments are all material. Our intelligence is material, our mind is material, our senses are material, everything is material. So how can we penetrate spiritual realm with material instruments? It's not possible. But everyone understands that even for mathematics you need a teacher. Yes. How can a child learn mathematics without a teacher? It's not possible. But mathematics is something material. You can understand it with your material mind, with your material intelligence. Yes. But even though you can you have instruments to comprehend on material level, still you need a teacher. So how more we need a teacher on spiritual level? Because we have no instruments to penetrate spiritual realm. Yes. Therefore, we should come regularly in the association of devotees and hear about spiritual science and seek spiritual guidance and read and chant, and then we will develop higher taste We mentioned this verse from second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, how it's impossible to give up lower taste if we don't develop higher taste. Even if we restrain our senses for some time, we fall prey of senses again and again and again. So we have to develop higher taste. And we can develop higher taste through practice and understanding, clear understanding. Therefore we need to hear every day. We need to hear regularly. And we have to associate with people who have developed this spiritual understanding. Yes, if you want to become an alpinist, for example, you can't be alpinist on your own. You'll kill yourself very quickly. So you have to go to the association of alpinists and be taught by them how to behave in mountains. Yes, what to do. If you just want to climb Mount Everest and you go on your own and you have never climbed before, you'll just die in the first ice crack. Yes. So it's the same in our spiritual journey. We have to seek spiritual guidance and we have to practice. If one wants to become an alpinist and climb Mount Everest, he has to practice. You can't succeed with couch potato approach. It's not possible. Yes, it's the same in spiritual life. If you want to go beyond matter, this is far beyond Mount Everest. It's not possible with couch potato approach. So,
what I meant was that I'm doing service.
yes.
Because people come to me and I'm guiding them and all this, and then of my time, how can I estimate how much I can give, if it's like more things connected to the service, to some temple or something I can give, but because like I also should have time to do the dishes, to clean my
Yes, of course.
like
This
all,
is
like this kind of balance.
this is also service. Doing your dishes and whatever you have to do at your home. You have to, for example, care for the family, and this is also your service. We should understand, devotees should understand that nothing is separate from the Lord. That I can serve the Lord in unlimited varieties of ways. So, and everyone has some social role. No one is without social role because we live in society. So we are, and if we live at home, we have some duties at home, certainly. And Lord Kṛṣṇa explains this. Yukta hara viharasya, yukta shtishrasya karmasu, yukta svaparma bodhasya, yogo bhavati duhkaha. He explains in 6th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā that we should be balanced in our life, balanced in our work, balanced in our recreation, balanced in our sleep, balanced in our eating. If we are not balanced, we'll just suffer. But if we are balanced, then everything can be perfect. We can practice this spiritual consciousness and we be perfectly happy. This is Lord Kṛṣṇa explaining. So find the balance that you can serve and be happy. Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
I have a list. Must things to do. Certain things you must do. You set up so duty first, like work, get the income, wash your clothes, take care, chanting, and you put it up and try to make a schedule in life so you can live a harmonious lifestyle.
Yes.
And don't work too much, work smart.
Yes,
Don't
of
burn
course.
yourself out. Don't fall for social pressure and friends saying this and that. You have to be your own pilot. Like,
Yes, certainly. We have to balance our life smartly, not foolishly.
That's just a tip, because I know to be a woman out there working is much harder than for men, I guess, because they have like social pressure and it's draining.
Yes, there are
But
a lot of social pressure for everyone.
if you have a big Kṛṣṇa con, you can just, you don't care about social pressure. I don't care what people say. I do my own thing because I am who I am, so I can do it. But
Yes,
you have to
Hare
be strong
Krishna.
also.
exactly. But strong you are if you have strong foundation. If your house is on shifting sand, you can't be strong.
That's true.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anything else? You have
No, just one reflection. Principally, we understand, right, that the worldly thing cannot give you pleasure.
yes,
It is temporary. At the same time, each person is born with a particular sadhana and sanskar.
yes,
And those sanskar will take you into some karma, right? So you understand the principle, and then every person takes a deviation depending on what sanskar you were born with.
yes,
So, and unless you fulfill what you have been dreaming of, and that could be done in a very devotional method as well, usually you're not going towards the larger path or the upper taste which you talk about. So would you give some tips in terms of, how using your existing sanskar, you modulate yourself in the right direction, because you can't suppress, like you spoke about Maharishi Sorbi,
yeah.
Maharishi Sobri.
Saubari Muni.
Yeah, that's what he did. He went down and down, trying to evade everything. But deep in his heart, he had some sanskar where he
Yes.
really wanted to have a family life, which really brought him up.
Yes.
So how do you cut that?
Yes, yes. Important question. For those who don't know what is samskar, this is impressions in our consciousness. Our consciousness is like wax, and different impressions that we have in life are like impressions in wax. So, yes, we cannot change these impressions on our own. Therefore, we should seek for higher power. It is explained in second chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto. Shrimvatah svakatah Kṛṣṇa punya shravana kirtana hridyantak stohya bhadrani vidunoti suhritsatam. That the Lord who is residing in the heart, if we connect with Him, then He Himself takes away all abhadrani, all that is inauspicious from our life, and enables us to go beyond these samskars that we have in our heart, these impressions, that we develop spiritual samskars. And therefore we chant regularly, every day, to create these spiritual samskars. We hear regularly from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad-gītā to develop these spiritual impressions, these spiritual samskars, and spiritual intelligence. Because we can know theoretically, if we are asked, we can repeat, like in an exam in school, we can repeat, but in our life we can't live like this if we don't practice regularly. Yes. Arjuna explained in 6th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā that this mind is like a raging wind and I can't control it. So, what to do? But the Lord said, you have to control your mind. And with regular practice and detachment, this is possible. So we should practice, as I mentioned. We should practice with our chanting, we should practice with regular hearing and reading, and coming in dissociation of spiritual people. Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much for your attention. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi Hari Bol.